My sister Lisa, she is 2 years younger than me. She was my best friend in the whole world.
Dennis was he was a lovable jokester.
He was the most fun son to be around. He had a great sense of humor, and all of his friends.
He was funny. He was so amazing.
She was a wonderful mom. She loved her children and did everything for them.
Natalie has been loving her whole adult life. Just an awesome girl.
Last I had heard from her, I just talked to her a few hours prior. She was making cookies and decorating a Christmas tree with her boyfriend and his 2 kids.
I was home and I heard a big bang on my door. And so I went to open the door and I saw all these policemen.
You don't want to think the worst thing that can happen when that happens, but you know there's only a couple reasons why the troopers wake you up in the middle of the night. It wasn't until mid-morning, as the local news started to report on it, I started to grasp the fact that it wasn't that he was just killed in an accident, but that in fact he was murdered.
And it didn't even sink in for at least 2 or 3 hours. And then the struggle started.
Right now, a multi-state manhunt still underway for a homicide suspect accused of gunning down a Salt Lake man
Authorities
last night.
confirmed Thursday that the body of a missing Santa Clara man has...
And so the wounds are still running deep, not getting that closure that they seek.
When a family loses a loved one to homicide, they are so lost. Many of them don't even function day to day immediately after the homicide. It's a club that nobody should have to be a part of.
Victims can have complete shock, they can have anger, they can respond in ways that they don't understand fully.
Everything was such a blur because there were so many questions being asked by the police, the detectives.
I couldn't believe it or even start to process at that time.
When you get into things like this, you have no idea what you're up against, what you need to take care of.
There is a lot of paperwork to be done, and that's something that is hard for someone in an everyday situation, and you put the trauma on top of that. It's so immense.
A lot of times when our clients come to us and they're worried about, oh, I'm so overwhelmed, I don't know where to begin, and I always just tell them, you work on healing yourself and let us worry about the rest of the stuff. We'll handle this.
The first thing we do when we meet with somebody is we assess what has happened, assess what their needs are going to be. We try to help them and set them on this path to healing. We do this from free legal services, free therapy services, access to social services, helping them through the criminal court process, really anything that they need.
The Utah Homicide Survivors, Brandon and Lisa, we would have been totally lost without them.
It felt like there was somebody there that was like, okay, we're on your side, we've got your back.
When I got on the phone with them, they're like, oh yeah, we can help. And I was like, you can?
We try and offer as many legal services as possible. Primarily, it's a probate and estate work, a little bit of family law, depending on if there needs to be a divorce or custody issues.
They helped us with the adoption, and it went so quick. We had no idea we were even going to be able to do it, let alone how fast it got done.
Finding out what she has, bank account, taxes, just everything personal, that where do you go to find them things? And unbelievable, I can't even imagine trying to take care of helping us through this.
We try to be there for them so that way they know that they can rely on us, not just as a legal support, but also as an emotional support, and then help set them on the path to healing.
I think that's really beneficial for them in being able to know that we can take them from A to Z and get them through the legal process and also help with their healing and give them hope for the future that their new norm can still be full of joy.
Utah Homicide Survivors provided both legal resources for me, and they also provided a support group of other survivors.
Utah Homicide Survivors really helped connect my family with a community of homicide survivors. that has been incredibly helpful. It's one thing I've appreciated about this group is seems like we all get what everybody else is kind of going through.
The members of group are very caring, very compassionate, because they've all been there before. That's the power of support group, because nobody else understands what they're going through. Even though I've been able to have the opportunity to work with a lot of people, I still can't give them the same validation that the other members of group do.
And I think that that's such a powerful thing for a lot of people, just to be like, you're not alone. Like, there's people here that will help you, and they'll go to the ends of the earth to help you. And it's unfortunate that horrible things like this have to happen in order for these groups to start, but like, what a blessing, if you will, to realize that there are people that are willing to put everything that they have to help someone else.
While many of our families choose to just have a clean break after their cases are done, some choose to stay in touch. They'll invite us to remembrance days. They'll invite us to charity motorcycle rides. They'll invite us to the special events in their lives. And that's a really special gift to us when we are invited to those things.
It was a great ride. Tons of bikes, my heck.
It's so rewarding when at the end of their case, we see this progress that they have made. We see that they are on that path to healing or are on that path to hope, or the growth that they have had since coming to us. And so that's really our goal, is to provide that hope, provide that justice, and provide that healing that they need in order to successfully live their lives after this traumatic event.